Yeah, so you are welcome. Podcast. That is they call it podcast, Mister. It's my brother here. It's about a track somebody I discovered a few months years ago. Like, no, the way he's going, I don't know, you might not know him, but Mona, this young man is a special somebody. I'm very, very honored and privileged. I say, he can join me on doing my partner, yo. He said, go join me. I said, boy, now we will come. He said, we come. So we are here together. So I will not go, no, say, when I leave me, I could just dey talk, they go. Make he introduce himself. Bogian, continue, please. You are welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Quick introduction is that my name is Frank. I speak Fiji. My name is not Frank.
No,
Frank.
all of them. And if that
Okay.
one, anyone would like, Ere Philo can switch into any mode. Continue, please.
This is the beautiful beauty of speaking to a Nigerian on a podcast. But let me try and just flow with the flow. Yeah, my name is Frank. Frank Stepen. Yeah, I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, born and raised in Lagos, and I run a YouTube channel essentially. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know.
You know what they call humility. Now they hear so. Look, now look at the film say, actually, on the YouTube channel. If you got it,
I don't want
the
to blow my horn. I don't want
perspective.
to toot my horn.
At the next, I rather blow go back the hello because if you go to the channel, I'm gonna this young man, he go just settle down. He will use snack. They call it snack and humor. He go they knock people when they talk anyhow, they misbehave. By the time he's done with them, you go they sorry for them. You go make you go do medicine for them, make them not die. It is amazing. So Frank is run a YouTube channel. But is this guy watching your exploits, the passion and the you because society raise you up. Then this thing out there your body, they come by mistake. Tell me, what is your background? Your father is a man. Who disciple you? I like to know who disciple you. I thought this when we have call somebody disciple you. Who disciple you?
Okay. I grew up in born, like I said earlier, I was born and raised in Lagos, and I grew up to both my dad and my mom were pastors, right? So I grew up in a you like call it a church home or a Christian home, anyone you want to call it. And one thing that pastors in Nigeria are known for, they are, you have to be direct, you have to be authoritative in how you speak. That charisma that pastors in Nigeria carry. I think watching my dad kind of like, get on the pulpit and, preach, and the directness of my dad was something that I imitate over time, I think. And my dad is a pretty sarcastic person himself, right? He's a pretty sarcastic person. I remember there was one time we were growing up, and then my brother asked my dad for something. It was a stupid question anyway. And my dad replied in the most sarcastic way possible. And everybody just started laughing. So he's known for just giving those kind of sarcastic, funny remarks, and so I believe most of like my mannerism, the way I speak and the way I tackle issues, you can trace it back to how I was raised with a dad who is very who tries to be very funny and also very sarcastic, But besides just that, most of my opinion, because besides just delivery, there's also the opinion, there's the substance, there's the plate that you use to serve the dish, and there's the dish itself. And the dish itself is usually the message that I try to pass across when I make videos, right? So what informs those is a combination of so many things, right? Like I criticize a lot of things. Like I criticize, you see those who play identity politics, for example, or those who buy into the woke ideology that is predominant in the West. The whole woke ideology and identity politics, they are kind of linked together. And then you also have,
very true.
Yeah. So you also have Islamists also in the West who are using, stylishly trying to introduce Islam to the West. And then you also have people on the far right of end of the spectrum, people who still push or peddle conspiracy theories and crazy ideologies from the right that has really been destructive in society. And if we continue to allow, if we ignore it, although they may not be like a significant number, especially those on the far right spectrum. In my opinion, they're not a huge number, but if you ignore them, they become huge, they grow, and then they wreak havoc. So what I do,
Mudiao, and that's three group of three different group of people who are measure on me so far. I think the Islamists, this one, they are the very dangerous one. They are very, very sneaky because their worldview be say they can tell you anything as far as so they can get upper hand. When they get upper hand, they come and kill everybody. That is their own. There's a saying for that. Will say anything that they want to say, so they can have access. When they have access, they come and kill and steal and
destroy. It's got takia.
Yeah. So you can't tell what you are dealing with because the doctrine say tell lies, deceive to help God. Don't be one out with this one.
Right?
The doctrine say to behave like Lucifer Draco so he can fulfill the will of Jehovah. That is the doctrine. That is the doctrine. They will not have the people when not know what God. They don't know what the law has done for them. They're born there for America. They have blue passports. They have everything. They wake up every day. They are cursing God. They are cursing the country. I say,
you said it best. They don't know what God has done for them.
Who's about to what they do? Who's about cabinet in Nigeria? They will know what we say. What is suffer be? Because they're going in a way, but we don't care. Then the third group now. The third group now is a small group.
Yeah, it's a small group.
It is a dangerous group. I'm not gonna name them. Not gonna sue me. I know if you pay. I say, you are always fighting there every day. I will say, I'm on it. You can walk. I won't call their name. They fear. But they are small group. They are the one that would tell you say Jew. Now Jew, they cause your problem for the world. Now
that's Jewish conspiracy.
They are very dangerous, and they are slowly gaining rank. And these people are going to what I call the godless right. They are called the godless right. They can allow some sort of darkness into their midst. I interrupt you when you were talking. For like, don't be angry. Forgive me, please continue.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine. The funny thing about these three groups is that even though the three of them hate each other, there's some kind of relationship between the three.
Yeah.
You understand? If they hate each other, they are enemies of each other, but they are somehow the product of each other, or somehow they feed off the energy of the other. Yeah. You understand? Like when you talk about the far left, for example, in America, there is, the horseshoe theory that says that the extreme right and the extreme left is not like the political spectrum is not like this. It's not like a straight line. It's actually a horseshoe, kind of, it bends like this, so that those on the extreme right and those on the extreme left have a lot of things in common. Like they have a lot of similarities in common. For example, the extreme left believes strongly in identity politics, and it ends up making them sound racist. So in the beast, and they say they're trying to fight racism. They're trying to be anti-racist, but their method end up making them racist. Like they become more racist than the KKK.
We use racism to end racism.
Yeah, in the bid to end racism, you become more racist.
They say things that are so racist that even devil will shock. Hey, yo.
Something like for example, they say you want black only spaces, black only this. I'm like, is this not what, like in the 60s, the civil rights movement was about destroying black only? Now you are like, let us create it all over again. So, and then you have people on the far right, the white nationalist movement. So like, the West needs to be white again. We need to kick out the white people out. And I'm like, the black people out, rather. We need to kick them out. We need to send them back to Africa. They have low IQ. They have this. They have that. That's been scientifically proven. And I'm like, it's all of you really sound the same. The people on the far right spectrum are also playing some kind of identity politics. Is that identity politics is fixated on you being white?
Okay, the only difference is the amount of melanin. The amount of melanin in the skin. It's the only difference. That's what separates. They're the same thing. If they are the same, they are from the same tree. You said something just now. We said that they are different, but look at this. It is the same spirit that is they from. That's
True.
true. And the evil one, Lucifer Jericho, is their father. Because if you notice something, they have one underlying thing that unite them. They hate the Jews. They all hate the Jews. That's why
Yeah,
you see the far left, they hate the Jews. Far right,
They
they
hate
hate the
this.
Jews. When they bat their head 5 times a day, they hate.
Yeah.
Tell you something. Who is the person who hates the Jews most in this world? It's now is Lucifer Draco. Every time Lucifer sees a Jew, it did not Abraham facing the sea. Abraham, oh yeah. Abraham, it is you who went to follow Christ, come and bring Jesus and come and give me problem. When Lucifer sees a Jew, that Jesus in the sea, he had to kill them. That's it. So it's the same spirit that is controlling all these people. Now, I'm interrupting you. I never sabi podcast. I am learning. I will continue to try to do it where
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So back to what I was saying about the group. So there's something you said. You said they are both of the same spirit, and I agree with you. It is both of the same spirit. There's something that C.S. Lewis said. He said, although I can't quote it word for word, but what he said is that when the devil wants to introduce errors into the world, that he introduced them in pairs. Right? The devil does not just introduce one error. He introduces two. And the two will look like the opposite of each other. But the goal is he's going to introduce something on the far left. He's going to introduce something on the far right. What is his goal? His goal is to make you hate what is on the far left so bad that you move to the far right. Or you hate what is on the far right so bad that you go to the far left. But the mind of the believer is to stay at the center. To stay at the, don't drift too far to the right. Don't drift too far to the left. Because the solution to the errors that the devil is bringing is balance. Having a balanced view, understanding that you are neither of this camp or that camp. You are in a different camp, and you don't your allegiance, you don't owe it to any identity. So those on I believe that wokeism and all whatnot is an ideology that the devil has introduced, and I believe that people who are far right conspiracy theorists and what have you is also another error that the devil has introduced. And his goal, and this is why I feel like there's a relationship between the far right and the far left. Because many people who drift towards the right, they see something on the left that annoys them. They see something on the left that irritates them. Okay, you see the cancellation that goes on the left. You see the policies that they support. You see them support indiscriminate illegal migration. You see them trying to erode your identity as a white person or as an American, whatever it is. You see them trying to erode every sense of self that you have. So in a bid to hold claim to that, you end up being if you allow what the left is doing, you end up becoming radicalized, or so radicalized that you drift towards the right and you become you go from one conspiracy theory to another conspiracy theory. Before you know, your whole worldview is a conspiracy theory, right? For example, you see what happened during COVID-19, and then conspiracy theories started coming out. And then some of those conspiracy theories turned out to be true. Right, like the virus actually originated in a lab in China. When people once suggested,
that you talk so. Who to know the ban again? They don't the ban conspiracy. It's allowed to be said now.
It's allowed to be said
from a lab. Why? It's a ban now. I go vex with you because I know you will talk that one. They off your channel. Now, fuck, let's talk. I'm not sure.
There was a time when if you say it on YouTube, your channel will be suspended or there will be limitation to how your video will shoot. But now it is now a common fact. And these are the things. People come up with something that looks like a conspiracy theory. It turns out to be true. Then, something about your mind is like, oh, maybe there are many conspiracy theories out there. Then you begin to drift into that hole of conspiracy theories. And you find yourself in a particular place where that is not where you wanted to be. But the censorship that is going on the left has driven you to the right. So you have become so you realize, for example, we've been propagandized. The left-wing propaganda has really warped our entire idea of, whatever society is supposed to be and all the things we know. And then you drift to another set of propaganda that is right-wing, So that's what people end up doing for the most part, because it's a reactionary something. So they are reacting to what is on the left, they drift to the right. And then there are people on the right who see some of the things that people on the right do, and they drift to the left. For example, let's say, for example, you are somebody who understand that third wave or first wave, whatever wave of feminism was bad for society, and all these women have rights and or whatnot is bad for society. And you see the effects, right? And then because of that,
the effect is disastrous, my brother.
yeah,
But continue.
it is, right? So you see how disastrous it is, and it makes you somebody who is right-leaning, right? So when your political ideology is right-leaning and you express it on social media, or at least you go to spaces where there's right-leaning ideology being, spoken about freely, where you're not going to be censored for making common sense views. So when you go to that space, you discover that most of the people who dominate that space, especially in the public sphere, are, yes, they are not feminist, and it's good. They say some things that are commonsensical and it's good, but then you realize that they are also misogynists, like they don't like women.
Yeah. They go to another ditch. They want to. So they want to do to women what it is something we are saying. What our Babiala brothers are doing. They want to do that one on steroids.
And you're like, no. I know. I don't want to be a feminist, but what is going on here? What kind of level of women hatred is going on here?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And then when people on that side realize just how bad the view on women is on the right, they drift back to the
yeah. You are saying, Frank.
This has made
we need a balance. We need a balance. That's right. There's a big balance. There's to be a balance. And I think the that will come for senior above. The balance must come for Almighty God. Because if we wouldn't look at it, what this thing we are describing is all sides of that's the physician we call it metastasis. It is a proliferation of what is supposed to be good that has got crazy. Then the feminism, then the feminism. It is true women were being abused. A woman can wake up today and divorce people and marry anyhow and behave anyhow in the whole place. It don't turn into violence. It is really true that there are one or two things happening, but they start to have the left, true, there might have been racism, slavery, and what did happen in the past. Somebody, women left. They turn and say, if any white man will come for Slovenia, the one will come for Yugoslavia, the one they come for inside Rhodesia today, he say he enslaved them for. And that is how evil work. Evil delights in disorder, cancer. Cancer is a normal human cell that has got crazy. That is what evil delights. So we take normal thing that we can have disagreement and work it out and turn it to destruction. Woman to another thing. Woman now they turn to white animal. They want to kill their child now. Get to the 5 days after the body begin, they are passing law. They can kill them. They say now woman right. You see, racism everywhere. It is. I said sometimes, Frank, when I see all this, I say, Senior, that's what I call Almighty God, by the way. In my language, his name is God. I call him Senior in the one. That means in the one is an old man. He's the senior of all old men. Senior in the one. Oh, come down now. Come ahead. This thing, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Yes. Yeah, I don't interrupt you again. Continue.
Yeah, the abortion issue is another one, right? Abortion issue is another one. Now, for a fact, I believe that people abortion is not something should be to be allowed on any no matter the whether it's 3 weeks or whether it's
whether not 5 seconds,
9 months. Yeah,
human being.
Yeah, he's a human being and stuff. And it's also another one that is very divisive because as much as there are people, even people like me, if I live in the West, I will be like, okay, I know I cannot get you to outrightly ban abortion, but okay, let's settle for 12 weeks. All right, it's an improvement, And then there are people who are like, okay, let's settle for 12 weeks. Then let's see how we can campaign and make people aware of what abortion is about, and the life of a child in the womb and stuff like that, right? Then there is the other extreme that is like, nah, even if it's 2 days before the child is born, kill it. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Come on. That is a pretty extreme. Like that is very, very extreme. Don't you?
That is Molech. That's Molech. Molech. When you hear someone talking like that, Molech don't wear that bikini. When men they wear, it they dance like this. That's Molech. I mean that too. It's the spirit of Molech.
It's so funny to me. Yeah, it's so funny to me when I think about, let's say, things like abortion and stuff. Sometimes I ask myself, like, there is a human problem. I don't think it is an ideological problem. When it comes, let's say something like, not just abortion, anything, give me any ideology that we have. I don't think it's an ideological problem, but I think I see it also as a human problem that comes with the fact that we are fallen and we have a sinful nature. Because no matter the civilization, the culture, or the time, we've always engaged in child sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right? And now in the 21st century, we think, oh, we are way past that. We are now civilized. We are now, advanced. We no longer serve diabolical beings or superstitious whatever. We are now free people. We don't believe in any higher power or whatever. But we are doing the exact same thing.
Same thing. Frank, you bring a Canaanite. Just go back just before Joshua come and kill everybody. You just press button, you bring her here. If it stays 1 week, the guy will start to complain to God. What did we do?
So, like these people are doing way worse. We at least gave birth to the child. We gave birth to the child before we killed them. These people are not even allowed the child to cry.
We know get ultrasound. This one, they can see the baby form. The same person will wake up in the morning when they want the pregnancy. They will say, baby. The day they don't want the person, they'll say, group of cells. What they check down.
Now realize that. Listen, for you to kill a human being or a human life, the first thing, except if in the case of self-defense, or let's say you are doing it because in pursuance of other crimes. Let's say except in that instance, let's say you are doing armed robbery or in self-defense when you take a person's life, right? But if you are somebody whose intent, you set out to take a human life, the first thing you do is to dehumanize that person. See that person like a human being.
When you say something profound like that, I have a policy. I ring a bell. He said, if you want to kill a human being, mean that you have to first of all deny the person their humanity.
That's the first.
Ere Philo agree with that statement. True.
That's the first thing you have to do. So when you call a baby in the womb a clump of cells, you are first. You've achieved the first step of killing that thing. Is that you've decided to not see that person at life
as a human being. So life. You can allow your conscience to commit the murder.
Yes, that is how you justify. That is how atrocities throughout history has been justified. Okay, that is how it has always been justified. Read the Quran. How do Muslims justify killing non-Muslims? The Quran tells them that non-Muslims are the worst of creatures. That is dehumanization. You're already seeing that those set of people as not humans. They're not even the worst of humans. The Quran did not say they are the worst of humans. He said they are the worst of creatures. There is nothing more dehumanizing than that. So imagine when you start seeing somebody like that.
You are still a cockroach. See, I'm switching it from normal to Ere Philo. This boy, would they let me? They go to regular. I'm Ere Philo mode. I know this one. Will come and be speaking quick English here. I'll be twisting my brain. They switch from normal to with a doctor. I don't lose my train of thought. Yes, they consider the human being to be less than foul. So they can less than that cockroach. What to Mudia? There's even a deeper darkness that is happening now. These people now know it's not a clump of cells. They look at you in your eyes and say, yes, it's a baby. Want to kill it, so what? I see some of that on Twitter. They will say, it's a baby. We agree it's a baby. Man, I want to kill the baby. What are you going to do about it? You see, the darkness is getting so dark. But they can't even argue against. So maybe they want to maintain some level of political. They want to sound reasonable. But when we corner them in the corner, they will look you in the eye and say, yes, it's a human being. my life is more valued than that woman being. I want to kill them. You see, and that is why yes.
Whether they admit that it's a clump, sorry, whether they admit that it's a clump of cell or not, one thing is certain is that they think that life is not valuable.
Yeah, no.
You understand? That is the underlying thing of for you to do something like that. The first thing you need is the same thing with, let's say, when we practice slavery, whether it is slavery against blacks, slavery against whites, when Arabs were taking whites as slaves, whatever form of slavery, the first thing you do is that you see those group of people as people who are worth less. Yeah. You see them as people who you might still see them as human beings, but you see them as a different kind of human. Yeah. That's why you say things like they are not our kind, they are not like us. That is, you are demeaning them. Okay, I'm telling you guys, when you demean a human being, it's the same thing they do with Jews when they spread their Jewish conspiracy theories, right? What you are doing is you are trying to reduce that human. There are two ways of reducing a human being. One, you dehumanize them, or you demonize them. It's just two ways. It's that you say they are less than human beings or they are demons. Okay, so when you do any of those, whether in the humanistic context or the spiritual context, because when you say somebody is a demon, you're using spiritual language there. Yeah. When you do that, that is why I was talking with somebody the other time on their live stream, not on mine, and the person was saying that there are certain people who she believes are demons, and I'm like, yes, I know. Like when you look at terrorists, yeah, they look like demons, but I would rather say that they are demon possessed than to say that they are demons, because if somebody is demon possessed, in my belief, you can bring the demon out. You know, you can.
The person is a demon himself.
But the person is a demon. You kill the person. There is no hope.
You are the person has to. Yes. Demons have only one thing to be done to them. They are killed. That's what you do to demons, and that's what God is going to do to them in the end. God put out there a lake of fire. They're not the rehabilitate demon.
But yeah, they don't rehabilitate.
You can do something.
Yeah, and I don't want to believe that about humans, because if I begin to see my fellow human being, no matter what they've done, as demons, as people who are beyond redemption, what does that say about? I feel, what does that say about me? The way you see somebody affects who you are as an individual. It says something about who you are. See, not just that, like, even when let's say I criticize people who say anti-Semitic things online and stuff, I still try to extend like grace towards them. Like, I try to empathize. Even people these days, although earlier in my content, I just go full. And still, if I want to make content about them, I'll just go full blasting on them. But in my mind, truly in my mind, I try to empathize with these people, because what you have to ask yourself, what condition these people find themselves in? What has driven them to?
People, if we say the thing, he got now never carry light. You in the web. Yeah. In the web. When they say when they complain, we live in America or have a blue passport, we are complaining. We supposed to go. What they do? May they go so fast. Oh, I know what when light not there, would they do something like go just off. But
yeah. So I think one of the things I was talking about was about dehumanizing and demonizing people. Yeah. So essentially, so that's it. That's what will make people like become murderous towards one another. And one of the things that is very concerning about a society that casts its own young, right? Like kill their own the unborn. A society that can do that. This is the problem about the abortion for me. It's not just. Yes, it is already an evil thing that you kill a child. But one of the arguments they make, for me, ignores, like the people on the pro-choice side of the debate, one of the arguments they make, for me, is like you are ignoring, it highlights the moral issue that you are ignoring. For example, one of the things they say is that it is not autonomous, that it is not an autonomous being, that it depends heavily on the mother, and that it is invisible. You have to see it through, microscopic lenses and all whatnot. And these are the arguments. It's not autonomous. It is a small creature. We cannot say it is a human life. We don't know if it can feel pain and all these other things that they say about it, about a child in the womb. Now, this is my issue with that. the first thing we everybody, both scientifically, we can ascertain is that at conception, life begins. That is a human life. What is in the womb of that woman is a form of human life. And what you are debating when you come up with, oh, it is not autonomous, it cannot feel this, it cannot do this, it's not conscious, it's not whatever argument you come up with is you trying to ignore the fact that that is indeed a human life. Okay? And when a human life is in the womb, it is at the most vulnerable state. Like, it's the most vulnerable. And they don't have a voice, right? These are not, even if you give them a mic, they won't speak. They have no voice. They are unseen. You don't see them.
Yeah.
That is how vulnerable that life is. Now, if a society is so wicked that it can extinguish that life at that state, where it is invisible, it is small, and it is vulnerable, and it is dependent 100% on the mother. If you can kill a human life at that stage, you will be able to kill them at any other stage.
True.
Because anybody who, I'm telling you, if you can really do that, you know he's a baby. Because I know all these arguments, I know it's not you arguing against the pro-lifers, it's you arguing against yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know that is a human life.
And yes, you're right. Continue. Yes.
You know that is a human life, and you are willing to do it. There's nothing you cannot kill.
Yes.
You know, I speak with some of them and they say, oh, that animal cruelty is a bad thing. Like, oh, the way you are killing animals, killing cows. That's why I'm vegan and stuff. I'm like, you are vegan, but you don't care about the child. You don't care about the child in the womb. Leave that thing. What your veganism, the goal of your veganism, the spirit behind it, is the same spirit behind the abortion thing. You just want people to die. You just want people to die. You just don't know it yet. This is what I call deadly fatal ideology. This thing is going to lead many of these things that people in the West are postulating and talking about. It's going to lead to people dying. It is just why, my president. Why is that all of your ideas? It's just going to lead to people dying.
The idea they posit ends up in death. Listen to me. Abortion, bloodshed, welfare, giving people money not to work when they are able to work and healthy and strong. It results in death. Why do you think all the dead bodies of young men are dying everywhere in America? Because of their no papa again. Nobody's working. Family structure has been destroyed. Feminism, family structure destroyed. The children become without father. They end up in jail, end up in prison. They are gone. They die. The one I will not mention, the new one now we can't talk. Benin, they will say, I want to talk now. They will cut the thing for a small child. They will cut the reproductive part and throw it away. I did one more, I'll not break my channel, and they will cut it and throw it away. That one, it is simply results in death. That child will be born sterile, can no more reproduce. That line will die. You see, this is these ideologies. They all come from the one. The Bible says, he who had the power of death, who governs through death. He wants to destroy, he wants to kill. These ideas and values, they end up in the same place. Death.
Yeah. So and that is why I, like, on my channel, I oppose so many of this, and I try to expose so many of this and be like, look, these arguments that people make are dumb, they are ridiculous, and this is why I'm opposed to it. Some people will be like, you respond so much to Americans and stuff like that. Why don't you focus on what is happening in your country and all whatnot, blah 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 blah. Yeah, sometimes I talk about what's going on in Nigeria, even though people, when I do that one, they will not watch. But when I talk about America, they'll be like, oh, talk about Nigeria. I'm like, come down, I talk about Nigeria, check my catalog, check my catalog.
Nigeria, now bad idea. Oh, I discussed it with you offline. Don't talk too much about that place. Because people, they do rule of law. No rule of law. There's somebody who is in jail right now. They put her inside pit. Is that they know they do rule of law. And if they carry you, the thing they will do to you in that place is not good. So, want to cause Joe Biden, cause Kamala. Cause Donald Trump. That one, they don't do you anything. If you cause that one, where they for there, where do Chicago certificate, and I call you, Get your man, find your father and beg. He say, like, oh, don't let this boy come and enter problem.
It's fine. It's fine.
They're too wicked.
Yeah, I get your concerns. I understand you. Even when you even criticize Islam and you stay in Nigeria, you say, please be careful. The religion of peace, let them not find
Oh,
you.
they're very peaceful. So peacefully behead you. Very peacefully. Very peacefully.
You know, there are
Very
plenty in the country where you're talking from.
It be like the day they burn that Minneapolis for George Floyd riot. It's a peaceful protest. Fire there everywhere.
You know the funny thing, they did the same thing again in the London riots and stuff. Where they were talking about how peaceful migrants were, and there's a reporter saying, "Oh, it's the migrants are being peaceful," and just behind the protester, migrants were fighting.
This migrant issue, I want to use a small digression.
Okay.
Whenever I see people say this America should not have a border, I say, I not say even get border. We know say get border gate. We know if you enter any. Oh, fire get border. Border. A country, a nation without a border is not a country. And the danger of it is that when they allow all this lawlessness to happen, when wicked and unreasonable men now have access to the country, and they now do the atrocity they want to do, the native born will now turn, because people that are privileged to live abroad.
That is the thing that's one of the things that is making, let's say in the UK, that is what is making people in the UK now looking like and even sounding racist. That's one of the things about the radicalization that I was talking about. There was a friend of mine. He came to fix something in my house, so he was talking about what is going on in the UK, and it was like, "Can you imagine these people are being racist?" Blah 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 blah. Then I asked him. I said, "Do you have a village in Nigeria?" He said, "Yes." "Your village is in the east?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Imagine if a bunch of Fulanis come to your village and they are committing crimes. They have grooming gangs. They are kidnapping young girls, 12, 13. You're raping them. They are doing all these crazy things. They have gangs. The knife crime in your village has gone through the roof. And statistics is showing that majority of people who do this are these Fulanis who have come into your village. What will you do?"
You'll be loving. He'll be loving and
kind. Like they're going to leave. Yeah. In fact, this is the funny thing about Nigeria. The Fulanis don't even need to do any of that. They don't. For them to leave, they don't need to do any of that. They just need to be more in number, and you consider it threatening. That's the funny thing about Nigeria.
And the reason it's threatening, and the truth of the matter is this: it is a potential news. I tell people, say, we only say what is to let the people come into a play with a native born to become more than a native born. Once you let that thing happen,
it becomes a problem.
Human nature is going to problem.
You feel as somebody who is native to that land, you feel threatened. Yeah. You feel, what is going on here? Yeah. Why? You don't even need to let them be the most peaceful set of people.
It doesn't matter.
To trouble you. And I'm saying this, and I'm telling. I was saying to the guy, like, you are in Nigeria. You know, like, people who stay in the East. Easterners are the most closed society I've ever seen in my life. These people are so closed. How to allow even people who are part of the society, they are still telling you every day to prove your identity. Talking about somebody from outside, where there is nothing you ever do that will make you an able person if you are not an able person. There is nothing. Be married to an able family. They will still be calling, is that your Yoruba wife that you married? Is it that your Hausa wife that you married? That is, your wife will forever be she will never, even if she can speak Igbo more fluently than their son. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just giving you example of just an Igbo society.
It is human nature.
It's the same Igbos that will go to the UK and see people in the UK, they are racist. I'm like, what are you saying? Do you in your own village you will not allow this thing?
You will not allow. What you will not allow? What you not allow? I tell my friend, listen. If you let the system that welcome you to break down, the people that welcome you, they can change their minds tomorrow. So, they say, why they did not born you? When they give you paper, say you join them. the same people can take their out tomorrow and take their paper back. But nothing you can do about
it
it.
is one thing that even we as, let's say as Nigerians, we understand. When you go to your neighbor's house, you respect yourself.
Yes.
You behave, even though they might be your very good friends. But when you go there, you behave yourself. You put on your best behavior. You don't go there and join a gang. You don't go there and become a nuisance. You don't go there
causing problem.
Yeah. Your neighbor, calling him a racist. You don't do that.
And so, I see that sometimes. I see my friends start. I say, you don't know these people that let you come and live with them abroad in the Weibo. You have different reasons. So, or understand, you can only live there because you are permitted. So it is your interest to make sure these conditions that led them to permit you should not be altered. Because now they give you, there's a young man called David Hunde. You know David Hunde?
Yeah, I know him.
That boy is a terrible young man. He's a dead rock. I love it. He's very stupid to say, now they give you paper. They use that to take it back anytime. David will always say, have an exit plan. And the longer we see people, these people that do identity politics, they will be the first to put knife in your back. Oh no, there's no more racist party, no more racist group of people that identity politics in this land. What they did, they don't need you again. They love migrants. Like, which migrant?
When Nigerians,
you. When Nigerians, you're a means to an end for them. They want to use you to do so. They want to use you to replace the native born. So you can now, you will now follow their rules. If you don't follow their rules, you will quickly find out why Clarence Thomas is a white man. I've been telling. You don't know who Clarence Thomas is. I know you know. In case one of my people like my Ere Philo crew, Clarence Thomas is the old white black man in the Weibo, America. It's a Supreme Court. Nobody like him though. They say he doesn't do like white, like black man. He does like white because the man like truth. Another man they hate, Thomas Sowell. They don't like those people. They say they like truth. You want that this identity politics people. They don't want you that I see you. The day they don't need you again. You go find and say you be black man. I
was telling this to my Nigerian friends in the diaspora, especially in the UK. I said you are a tool, before they use you, use your sense. Before they use you, use your sense. Use your sense. I know some of you don't want to come back. If you have made up your mind not to come back, be as British as you can. Be as British as you can ever be. Be so British that you have. If they caught you, you will bleed white. Be so.
It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything.
Don't go there. Say you don't want to come back. I'm becoming Nigerian.
If you live in the Weibo, do whatever you can to have a little footprint where we come from. Because at the end of the day, even the Nigerian green passport, now Lugat not give us. They are right to the land and the blood when they your body for that land, for your father, your ancestor buried in that land. All these people they let you come.
Also, the funny thing I also want to talk to Nigerians about this. What about the idea of saving your own country? Like the place you are running to, people died to make that place better. People sacrifice so much to make it what it is right now. That is why you are flocking towards that place. Okay? They say, for example, America is the land of migrants. True, but those migrants who came back in the day, we are not coming to get social benefits. They are not coming.
They came to die.
They came. Yes, they came to work with their sweat and their blood. They went through a lot. Whether they are white, whether they are black, even the blacks came there and they were slaves. The Chinese were used in making like they were all of them ancestors, people from the past, suffered through a lot to make that country what it is today. You leave your own country because of suffering. And you don't recognize that if you don't have that mindset, that idea of for a country to become better, you need to sacrifice a lot. And sometimes it might involve you giving your life, having a hard life for you to make your country better. You are going to keep living, and one day, that place you left will be overrun by other people who are willing to sacrifice their life or your life, depending on which life they will sacrifice, depending on who takes it on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
because
they are bringing the whole of Niger to the south now. They're not bringing the whole Niger Republic to the. Okay, now if we don't stop now, they make man not talk now. I make another trouble. But they are bringing the. At least I don't know your village. In my village, they don't. Now the whole Niger Republic, they come our place called stay now.
we are still down south. What he's talking about, Nigeria, the problem, one of the problems Nigeria is having is that we don't have like our border, especially the border towards the north, is not a real border, right? That's one of the problems we have in Nigeria. That the border to the north is not a real border; it's an artificial border. The truth is, you look at the Nigerian map and you see lines drawn at the northern part. Those lines drawn, they're just lines. They don't mean anything. There is no, you can't really
They're the
tell
same people.
exactly. Yeah, you can't really tell exactly where Niger stop and Kano begins. It's essentially, for the most part, it's the same country. There are many parts of this country that have that problem. Like, is this place on the shower? Is this place away? It's really hard to tell. You understand? Because the way it is drawn, it's drawn, what's the word I want to use? It's just drawn, they don't know consideration for anything, they just draw a line. And even the people
when natural resources come now they'll cut the fact they will get
like people who live in Lagos and Ogun State. Which part is Ogun State? Which part is Lagos? Is this Lagos? It's Ota Lagos, is Ota Ogun State. So these are kind of like the problem in one of the problems in Nigeria. Like, we don't have a well-defined border. And because of that, we have people move from other countries into our country and even move down south to places that you're not supposed to be there, on a good day. But now, if people complain about it, people at the federal level, especially from the north, will say these are Nigerian citizens, but they are not. You understand?
They can't prove their origin. Well, my dear,
it's essentially any black person in Nigeria is a Nigerian citizen.
Well, my dear Frank, if we stay here today, then they go break. Ere Philo is already. Now I would have 1 hour to stay on the.
All right. Ask me the hard-hitting questions. Let me.
So, the thing I wanted to ask you is that, Frank, as you are doing all these things, if you see a young man, because you are doing well for yourself, I see your movement. If you were going to start the thing you are doing today now, what would you give yourself the advice you have learned? Just give me a quick summary.
Well, I believe that YouTube is running YouTube and running a successful, if you call it that, a successful platform on YouTube is a learning curve for so many of us. Like, the more we do it, the more there are certain things we learn. And like, I'm thinking of starting a different channel. There's so many things I'm thinking of doing. But one thing I would just say to anybody who wants to do YouTube is that try a lot of things. One will work, one will not work. Just keep trying.
Keep trying.
Just keep, what I mean by keep trying is not keep doing the same thing over and over. No. Learn different things. Watch other YouTube videos. See something that they are doing. Try to emulate it and try and incorporate it into how you make your videos. See new tricks that people are doing and say, okay, let me try that one out and see if it will work. Before, I wasn't making shorts. When I started making videos, I wasn't doing shorts. But at one point, I was like, you know what, this shorts thing, let me try it out. Let me see how it will go. And then I discovered that I really have a knack for making like short videos, and it's really cool to make.
Your shorts are super. Your short. I say I'm going to steal all the ideas. That's what I've told. When I was watching it a few days ago, I think this boy too. If we see say Ere Philo they do like this now. Hey, Frank, Frank and I go teaching for you because I see the people are doing very, very wonderful.
Yeah. So
yeah. Frank, I want to thank you for your time today. This one now almost 1 hour go proposal like that. Oh, look. I want to thank you for your time today. It has been very, very helpful. And I will see, we will talk more if we can find out that, because we went to many topics before we know what happen. We don't go abortion, we don't solve the problem of Nigeria, we solve the universe problem today. There's nothing we did not solve. So I want to thank you for your time. Where can people reach you? Where can they I have 1 or 2 people that might want to catch up with Frank. I didn't just tell them your platforms.
All right, I'm on YouTube as the Nigerian Perspective with Frank Stepen. That's my long channel name on YouTube, Nigerian Perspective with Frank Steven. In Nigerian Perspective with Frank Steven. On Twitter, I am NIG Perspective, at NIG Perspective. On Instagram is at Nigerian Perspective. So that is like
You're not TikTok.
I'm on TikTok too. Nigerian Perspective. So it's called Nigerian Perspective. So I'm on TikTok, and yeah, those are my social media handles.
I want to thank you for. Go ahead, sorry, continue, sir.
Yeah, I'm not so active on TikTok. I'm not so active on TikTok like that. But if there's one place you should follow me on, is on Twitter. Please go to my Twitter and follow me at NIG Perspective. NIG Perspective. Yeah.
You will enjoy Frank. He's very, very erudite, very, very sharp. But you will beg him, no, not cause people were there for rock when they call. So that one he guide that wahala. Those people not the follow rule of law. Well, I want to thank you for your time, for the privilege to come and let me to fellowship with you today. After solving all the problem of the world, we will now part. Well, next time the Ere Philo podcast, I will find another guest. One of the I will be solving the problem of the world. Thank you for your time. In fact, we'll take it easy. Hey, you know. Okay.
Right.